With the Carabao Cup set for tomorrow, Liverpool will be hoping for a solid performance to secure their first bit of silverware this season. Ahead of the game, we have some huge news as Liverpool have been handed both a massive blow and a massive boost ahead of the game. We will look into this in today's video, whilst also going over all the latest Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. But first, Arne Slot has explained the impact Liverpool's schedule is having on chances of game time for players like Federico Chiesa. Admitting it is not an ideal world, Chiesa's running out of opportunities as his first season at Liverpool nears an end, with little indication that he will come into contention. The summer signing has been an unused substitute in the last 7 games in all competitions, and his last start for the club came in the 1-0 loss to Championship side Plymouth in the FA Cup. Even with Cody Gakpo only half fit, Slot opted against sending Chiesa on in the Champions League defeat to Paris Saint-Germain in midweek. That served as an indictment of his lowly position in the squad at present, with the head coach admitting that a lack of training time with his regular starters was affecting the chances of those on the periphery. That's of course more difficult because these players hardly train with the starters if you look at our schedule in the last 3 or 4 months, Slot said. So if we play, for example, on Saturday, and then we play on Tuesday again, then on Sunday, the ones that played on Saturday only do a recovery session, so they're not on the pitch. And then it's the day before the game, and it's maybe 10-15 minutes of tactics, where it's more walking football than playing football. So there's hardly ever a moment when they can compete with each other. But the day after the game, I'm always outside, my assistants have great exercises, and the players always show themselves in these moments. So those are moments to show where you are, if you've improved, yes or no, and if you come closer to the players that are starting, and of course when they come in off the bench. I agree that for the ones that don't start, it's not an ideal world that we have so many games, that's completely true. Chiesa is not alone in this treatment, though he is certainly the player fans feel is most hard done by, with the likes of Wataru Endo, Jarell Quansah, and Harvey Elliott all more regularly involved as squad players. It comes due to a variety of factors, chiefly the fitness levels he arrived with Slot and his staff considering the number 14 as a long-term project. Whether this disappointing campaign will see him stay at Anfield beyond the summer remains to be seen, with there no doubt further interest from clubs in Italy. Now, ahead of the Carabao Cup final, Liverpool have been handed both a massive boost and a massive blow ahead of the clash, as Ibrahima Konate allayed concerns on Friday ahead of the Carabao Cup final as he was involved in training, but Trent Alexander-Arnold will miss out as a new update was offered. Konate hobbled off the pitch against PSG on Tuesday with what Arne Slot hoped was just fatigue, and his involvement in training on Friday was to determine his chances against Newcastle. The Frenchman trained alongside his teammates at the Axe in the strongest suggestion yet that he will be in contention to start alongside Virgil van Dijk at Wembley. While his training load was likely managed, it is a big boost as the Reds are already without 3 defenders, with Joe Gomez, Alexander-Arnold and Connor Bradley all sidelined with injuries. Tyler Morton is the only other absentee for Liverpool heading into Sunday's final. With no game for 17 days after the trip to Wembley, here's hoping we can sign off with Slot's first piece of silverware. In other news, Arne Slot believes he has other options at right back beyond likely stand-in Jarell Quansah, naming 2 other solutions to Trent Alexander-Arnold's absence. Quansah is widely expected to start during Alexander-Arnold's time out with an ankle injury, with Connor Bradley and Joe Gomez also sidelined. That is due to begin with the Carabao Cup final on Sunday, though speaking in his pre-match press conference, Slot suggested he had other options to consider. I think maybe even Curtis can play there, he told reporters when asked if it was a straight choice between Quansah and Wataru Endo. And you can also play with a left-footed defender on the right side, which is what Newcastle are doing at the moment on the opposite side. As Slot referenced, with Newcastle now without their first choice left-back in Lewis Hall, manager Eddie Howe has turned to right-back Tino Livramento to fill in. In the reverse situation at Liverpool, that would imply that either Andy Robertson or Kostas Tsimikas could be considered for a stint at right-back. That is certainly less likely than Quansah filling in during the absence of both Alexander-Arnold and Bradley, neither of whom are expected back until April at the very least. But it is clear that Slot and his staff have been weighing up alternatives, perhaps knowing that Kwanzaa cannot start every game and that he too could pick up a fitness issue. Curtis Jones, now a natural midfielder who came through the academy as a winger, does have experience at right back, including when captaining Liverpool in the 3-1 win over Leicester in the Carabao Cup in September 2023. However, as one of 4 regular starters in Slot's 3-man midfield, he should be viewed as an emergency option at this point. James McConnell has also been used as a right-back, starting in that role in the 1-0 loss to Plymouth in the FA Cup, only to quickly shift back to midfield after Joe Gomez's early injury. But it is clear that none are as suited to the role as Kwanzaa, perhaps bar Endo, who was a career centre-back before leaving Japan for Germany, as well as playing 15 times at right-back for Urawa Red Diamonds. He did really well the last few times he had to play for us, even in a position he's not completely used to as a right fullback, Slot said of Kwanzaa. In my opinion, he also has the qualities to play in that position. He's strong, he's fast, he's very comfortable with the ball. And it gives us an extra quality if we play him, as we saw against PSG, in terms of set pieces, because he was the one that was this far away from his qualifying for the next round by heading the ball on the post. Finally, Curtis Jones has shown immense self-confidence after missing a penalty against Paris Saint-Germain, insisting he went home and slept fine. Having seen Liverpool's last penalty saved against PSG, leading them to be knocked out of the Champions League, Jones could have been feeling down ahead of Sunday's League Cup final. Instead, however, the 24-year-old has shown a confident attitude that he hopes will help him in the long term. Speaking to The Athletic, Jones said, "I went home and slept fine. I see it as part of my journey. I'm a confident lad and I've got trust in myself. My attitude is that I want the team to rely on me. That comes with risk and the possibility of failure." As well as missing a penalty, Jones wasn't at his best during the 30 minutes he played. The midfielder was dispossessed 3 times and lost 7 duels according to FOTMob. He continued, "There will be times when it's me taking the last shot at the end of a game or picking up the ball and running at them. There will be times when it goes well, other times when I get caught in possession or miss a penalty, like Tuesday night. That comes with who I want to be. I don't just want to be seen as a guy who coasts around in games or is happy just to be there and part of the team. I want to be seen as a lad who is a big part of things. I have to step up with that weight on my shoulders. You see all the greats around the world in the sport. There are times when they succeed, times when they fail, but they are great because they do it again and again. You have got to be fine with missing. I'm fine if I go up there and I miss, but I'm not fine if I'm driving home knowing I was too scared to take a penalty. But that's all for today's video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.